So Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce XXV, double I.
Rome.
D-Melo.
Bro Flying.
T-Boogie, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. Yes, sir. We back. I just realized, man, I didn't even think about assigning a host. Nobody had thought about assigning a host, so I'm just gonna run with it, fellas. We back. It's your favorite sports show on the planet. Jazz presents Sports for the Culture. I'm joined by the Dream Team once again. I'm gonna let the fellas introduce themselves first. Gentleman to my right, introduce yourself.
T-Boogie, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I couldn't figure out what the right, left. But I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good, you know, working out, getting better. Basketball all season. We about to start back up, you know what I'm saying? Gas Air, you coach, coming back at you. But yeah, man, I'm here, man. Wash your hands, wash your ass, and let's get it, fellas.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Bottom screen, introduce yourself.
It's your boy D-Melo, and I've been a little hiatus of gambling, but I'm back, and I'm trying to come strong this year when it comes to us betting on these games during my study. Preseason has been such a tease right now, so.
Yeah, if you gamble on preseason football, you a degenerate for sure. That's a tough gamble right there.
Always betting halves. Always betting halves. Always betting halves.
What's the team that's like never lost a preseason game? Is that the Ravens or the Steelers? I know it's one of them.
The Ravens.
They ain't lost in like 4 or 5, 6 years or something crazy.
Yeah.
That might be a good bet. All right, well, appreciate y'all fellas for introducing yourselves. I'm the host tonight at Bryce XXVII, aka Mr. Big Leaguer, aka the all-knowing good mister. I had to throw the all-knowing on that, man, because I think the good mister got a couple more predictions coming down the pipe that look like they might be spot on, but we shall see. First thing we're gonna jump into today, man. It would be hard to start the show without going into possibly the biggest the biggest thing since like what? I don't know. This has been the biggest social media thing this year, possibly.
Since the Titanic sub.
Yeah, no bull. It's just the Titanic sub. That's a fact. That's it's been the biggest thing since the Titanic sub. We definitely had to talk about that. So let's get into it, man. I'm calling it the Alabama Brawl. If you haven't seen the Alabama Brawl yet that took place in Montgomery, Alabama, you missed one. You missed one. It was wild. It was very, very wild. And it culminated, I would say it was highlighted by my man going AWOL with them chairs. But it was a few highlights, yo. So before we get into the brawl too much, what was y'all's favorite highlight from the Montgomery, Alabama Brawl? G, I'm gonna start with you, man.
Sorry, what happened?
Your favorite highlight from the you know what?
Oh, it was a hat. It's a Soldier Boy hat moment. No, you said it earlier. The Bobby Schmurder part where one man say, "Yo, fuck this." Oh! And I still don't know where that hat went. I think that shit went further up than Bobby's hat. Holy shit. I was like, yeah, I'm like, nah, my son said, well, he got popped on, right? And then he threw the hat up. Yo, he ate that shit. He said, what? Huh? I thought he was about to do the Schmurder dance on him real quick. Oh, holy shit. But no, they did. But that's my favorite part. The beginning of the brawl was my favorite part of that.
Yo, that's a good point because I don't remember seeing that hat fall. I remember seeing it go in the air, but I don't remember seeing it come back down. That was like, bro did that so like it felt like it was choreographed the way he just tossed that hat. Like if somebody was to come out here and be like, you know how every once in a while some wild shit happens on like TV or something, and everybody says it was staged. Like if that Montgomery Alabama Brawl might have been staged just based off the fact the way the homie threw that hat, bro. Like the way he threw that hat, I'm like, hold up, bro. That's a little too choreographed. T, what you think about the hat throw, man?
Nah, I feel like that hat throw, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Don't call me a hater, but I feel like the hat throw was the bat signal that I don't really want no parts of these people. like please. Like somebody see this hat flying and think something's going on. Like, bro, when it's time to go, you throw hands, not hats. If you think about it, he got hit first. You know what I'm saying? to protect himself. He didn't fight the do damage. He was just trying to protect himself, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his job. He shouldn't have got attacked. But to me, that hat though was like, maybe if I toss my hat, it'll distract him and they'll stop swinging.
Like the hat was a grenade or something, a flashbang. The hat was a flashbang. You was just trying to throw them off.
You ain't never did something like that to your little brother. You throw something up in the air and you sneak them. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good. What's that? Yeah, everybody else got away with that one.
Hey.
Yeah, that hat throw was wild, man. Like the way he threw the hat, it wasn't just like the fact that he threw it, but bro was just so like he even threw it and looked at it as it was going up. Like that was wild.
He followed through with it. He ain't just tossed, he followed through. The crazy part is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen people take off jackets to fight, you know what I'm saying? Book bags, because that's stuff somebody might grab onto. You can fight with a hat.
I don't know, can you?
I mean, I've seen people flip them backwards, you know what I'm saying? You flip it backwards and now you're good. But like, to take it off and to throw it and just look at it for a second, that was pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty
wild.
Do
you think he got his hat back?
No.
Gone,
he got a replacement. I know he probably got a replacement, son. That shit disappeared. I don't see it in the video coming back now.
All right, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. That's a good highlight though, G. The hat throw. I wouldn't have thrown that one out there. Great one, man. T, what was your highlight from the Alabama Brawl? Your favorite highlight, man?
Bro, highlight. You know, it was all throughout the video for real, man. The black women, man. I always say black women are the most supportive women on the planet, bro. And the way they jumped into action, you know what I'm saying, and backed the guys up, you know, it was admirable. Like, after the lady gets hit with the chair, which is another good moment, I'm sure we're going to get to that. If you got the right angle, when she regains herself, a black woman comes and starts slapping her some more. You know what I'm saying? She gets stomped and slapped, hits with the chair, then gets slapped up again. Like, bro, the black woman was not there to play. They saw black men in danger, and they ran to protect them. And that was my favorite part, man. It wasn't just the guys throwing down. The women said, you know, let us in.
That was holding him back. He had to get loose. My man that fitted was a little too tight, huh? He was like, yo, this one. He's like, this is 7 3/4. Hold up. Whoo, toss that joint. Nah, but T, that's a good point, man. And I think I agree 100% with that. Nobody gonna hold you down like a black woman. I think we could all agree with that. So that's a great highlight, man. I wouldn't have thought of that one either. So just a nice one. But my favorite highlight, and you know, maybe it's because it's all right. People gonna judge me for this, but personally, I'm not ever really mad at stereotypes. Personally, in fact, I support truthful stereotypes. I really do, bro. I really like. There's some stereotypes out there. Hey, they just true, and it is what it is to me. And one of those stereotypes is that my people can't swim. All right, but my man, Jermichael Phelps. My man, Jermichael Phelps put that to rest. All right, my man dove into that water, was swimming for his life, bro. He hit that 50-meter freestyle like he could have been in the Olympics, bro. And he got to that shore. I ain't gonna lie, when my man got to shore, he was a little winded. He couldn't jump right into action. But once he caught his wind, he let off a mean 8-piece. And Jermichael Phelps started giving him hell, man. Body slams and all that. I think that was my favorite part, bro. Because it's just like, yo, like your man swimming across the water is kind of wild, bro. Especially because it broke down the stereotype. So shout out to my man. Apparently he was only like 16 years old. Yeah, and he worked at for the same company. Like he holding down his coworkers, so you got to respect that. It's wild because like every fight I done been in my life was on the except when I was a youngin, super young. Every fight I done been in my life as an adult was because somebody else that's my people was getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I see my man get hit, and I was like, oh wait, you're not about to hit my man. You know what I mean? It's like that's literally every fight I've ever been in. So it's like to see my man jump from the side, I just felt that, bro. I'm like, yeah, because that energy, I felt that energy, bro. I really did, man. What y'all think about Jermichael Phelps, yo? And what was y'all's favorite nickname that they gave him?
That's the only one I seen. You know what I'm saying? Did you
Bro, I never thought they gave him a nickname, Michael Phelps. That's hilarious, though.
did you see the angle where it actually showed him jump?
From the boat to where he had to where. No, I didn't see
I
that.
missed that one. I missed him jumping.
Bro, he ain't dive in, bro. He jumped like a Labrador, like. I was thinking he dove in gracefully. Nah, he went like he jumped like he was, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a fight. Like let's go. Like, bro, it was wild. And then most people that's ever swam have never swam with all their clothes on and shoes on. Beast try to swim with baggy clothes. He had the polo and all that. He ain't had no tight fitting scuba, you know what I'm saying, swim trunks and all that. I understand why he was tired, bro. Like
that makes swimming way harder. You see, when he first got to shore, he kicked them shoes off. That was the first thing he did. He was like, "Hold up, let me get some of this heavy shit up off me."
I've been in the pool with my shoes on before, and bro, first thing that you notice, bro, the water fill up your shoes, and them joints are like cinder blocks. If you notice, my man arms was getting it. Like them feet ain't gonna give you what they need.
He was all arms and that's what I said. My man was tired when he got to shore. And to your point, T, like I don't know which video y'all saw because it's a million videos coming out with it on this fight. But the one, what'd you say? My bad, bro.
I said everybody had a phone.
Everybody had a phone, facts. But the one I saw, to your point, T, it was black women in the background, like, "Go get him, young boy. Go get him, young boy." They were just feeding my man that energy he needed. So when he got to shore, he was like, "Oh, I got to get somebody." Because they done told me to go get him this whole swim. You know what I'm saying? And that was the other funny part about it. Oh, you go get him, young boy. Get him, young boy. Anybody that's ever swam, yo, like, to T's point, I never swam with clothes on myself, but, like, I used to be a lifeguard. So sometimes you got to swim with the inner tube, or you might got to swim with your little pack. It's always, or even when you train, you got to swim with a brick. It's way harder to swim with something. I don't care what it is or how light it is at the time. Once the water hits it, it's double the weight. So shout out to young boy, man, for getting the shore and helping the homie out. The last thing you mentioned, man, was the chair. We cannot get out of here without talking about that chair work, boy. That chair work was crazy, G.
The ladders, tables, and chairs, man. It was just missing ladders and tables. Jesus, bro. That shit was the ball. I thought I was watching WWF back in the Attitude Era. My man said, "One for you, two for you." And the fact when the cops came, he just dropped it. That's the cherry on top. My man knew what he did was foul to everybody. Yeah, I felt bad. At one point, I felt bad for them peoples because the old lady, I'm like, damn, what did this old lady say to this man to make him that mad? To swing on that hair like 3 times, I think. He went 1, 2, 3. Get her the fuck out of here.
Yo, the old lady ain't say nothing. My man was just seeing red. Or should I say white? All right, my man was seeing white. Anything he saw that was white, it was catching the chair, bro.
Holy shit.
I feel like, yo, if there was any part of the video that I felt like was unnecessary, I felt like when the white lady was sitting down on her ass, already close to being knocked out, my man came on top of that chair.
Boom!
Ruthless. I said, bro, it's ruthless, dog, because I condone everything. I should say condone. I shouldn't say that. But everything else, I was like, all right. And then my man hit it with the chair. I was like, damn. That didn't have to happen, all right? That was the one part.
If you watch the video, when he hits her, right, it's 2 women next to him. One woman is like, yeah. The other woman is like, whoa. I on that.
Yeah, big dog OG might have went too far with that. I'm just saying.
It proved one of my theories, bro. Like, anytime you involve a weapon, it escalates the situation. Like luckily, a gun. You know what I'm saying? But the fight would have been, if he didn't pick up that chair, the results would have still been the results.
Right. Facts, bro. The results would have stayed the same, bro. Like,
I mean, he looked like he'd been waiting all his life for that moment. He probably got
to pick the chair. Geez.
Bro, he probably had white boss, had white teachers, you know what I'm saying? White coworkers stress him out. First chance he got, he took it, bro. Barry Bonds.
Bang homers.
Hitting the homers, boy, like the bat in Super Smash Brothers, man. That's how you using that chair, bro. Everything was out the park. Man, thanks for that. I
That
don't know.
shit was funny. That shit was super funny.
That whole scene is wild because, in retrospect, right, when you look back at it, there's a black guy doing his job. There's a group of white people doing what they're not supposed to do, but they feel so entitled that they decide to attack him. And then they get attacked and somehow become the victims. Like
Right.
somehow it wasn't their fault now. Like, bro, if that's not life, imitating life, you know what I'm saying? History.
Wait, they came out to act like victims?
Bro, they were saying, like, if you seen, I don't know if y'all seen some of the like messages that was on Facebook and things like that, but like some of them was basically saying like, you know, I was just trying to help my friend, or, you know, I was like, bro, you weren't just trying to help, like, and maybe you were trying to help, but you didn't do a good job of it. Like,
Terrible job. What you did is insinuated an ass whooping of all kind of ass whooping.
yeah, like first started jumping them. Nobody's like, hey, chill, like pulling the because there's one super aggressive guy that run in there like it's a movie. Like nobody's pulling off, like chill, you doing too much. They like, yeah, I guess we beating ass today.
Facts,
I'm not gonna lie. One of the guys that did get beat up was online, and he didn't come off racist. When he came up, I was like, damn, the 65-year-old had the hands. After you see his face all black and bruised, he was like, damn, I should have never fucked with the old man. So like, I kind of give him respect on that. Like he didn't go get online and started being real racist, and then he was just like, damn, I done picked on the wrong old man. So I was like, I give him his kudos on that. He took an ass whooping like a champ.
Bro, anybody that know the water, bro, and know them boats and that pier and that dock life, bro, they know that like that is an anti-culture in general. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't be on the water like that. Like we just don't. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while you get a little booze cruise or something, but like that's not our cup of tea overall, for obvious reasons.
Facts.
Like that, they probably felt like, bro, this is our pier. We do what we want, bro. Like, who are you?
They learned that day. They learned that day, man. One of the craziest moments in Black Twitter history. One of the craziest moments probably in social media history. Period. The Montgomery, Alabama brawl will go down in history, man. But hey, Montgomery, Alabama wasn't the only ass whooping handed out over the weekend, guys. There was one more that we got to talk about real quick. And it was Tim Anderson versus Jose Ramirez, fellas. I know y'all saw this fight, man. Hey, yo, this one was kind of wild, bro. This one was kind of wild because if you haven't seen it, Jose Ramirez is a player. Well, he plays for the Indians, right? Who he plays
for Cleveland.
Guardians. I'm sorry, Guardians. They're not the Indians no more. My bad. Guardians. He slides into second base. Tim Anderson tags him at second base. I think he actually tagged him out. I guess Jose Ramirez wasn't happy. He was safe? Okay. Yeah, he was safe. Yeah. I guess Tim Anderson was, Jose Ramirez wasn't happy with the aggressiveness that Tim Anderson was tagging him with. Pause. He wasn't happy with the aggressiveness that Tim Anderson attempted to tag him out with. And he took issue with it. And he stood up. They had a couple words. And instantly, man, it seemed like as soon as they exchanged words, Tim Anderson just threw his hands up. The way he threw his hands up, I thought he was about to have hands. But when he threw that first punch, I was like, nah, he lunging a little too much. You lunge a little too much, big fella. Stay on that back foot. You know what I'm saying? And once he lunged forward, it ain't look too good. It looked like he did partially land his second punch he threw. And then Jose Ramirez just ducked down and threw a blind overhand. I don't think Jose Ramirez even looked at him when he threw that punch, bro. He didn't. He just threw that joke from hell and connected right on that man's chin, boy. Sweet chin music.
Yeah, wait. Is it the chin? Because he got him in the like around this area. I thought that was the temple when he connected.
It might have been the way he got knocked out. It might have been the temple. Like you might be right about that because
the chin. I consider this area of your face your chin. Like where he got him was like more like around here.
Yeah,
like closer to like the ear.
It was flush. Wherever it was definitely flush. You can see that connection. And he touched that off button, that's for sure. Because Tim Anderson made that little Windows sound. That, you know what I'm saying? It was night for him, bro. What y'all think about that Tim Anderson Jose Ramirez fight, man? What y'all takeaways from that?
Oh, y'all want me to go?
Yeah,
Oh man, Tim Anderson, you fucking dummy. If you're gonna throw a fucking, if you see the guy fucking swinging with his whole right, you keep the right arm because it looked like Tim Anderson is a lefty. He's like, damn, man. And this is not the first time. There's a report that Tim Anderson was talking shit to another teammate before the trade deadline and got snuffed by a teammate. So it's just like Tim Anderson just doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. He just needs to learn how to shut the fuck up. He thought, I guess Tim Anderson feels like he's the taller guy. But you ever notice there's always a tall guy getting put by the shorter guy? Because the tall guy just always leaves himself exposed to a nice clean hit. Because he think no one's going to be able to reach. But then you go, pow. And Jose, and look at Jose, and the funny thing about it, the next day Jose is at the stadium with gloves on, which is fucking, it was just fucking hysterical. Oh man, this is why I say baseball is never gonna die as long as you have these kinds of players where it's like some aggression. And I love the second base empire, yo. My man tried to stop the fight, and then my man said, "You know what? All right, fuck it. It looks like I want this shit to happen." He got out the way when Tim Anderson threw his shits up, and then oh man, this is why I love the empires for baseball because they don't give a fuck as long as you don't hit them. They're like, yo, by all means, you can't see this in the NBA, let alone in the NFL. This what makes baseball still great. Oh man, baseball, you dear near my heart, even when there's nothing better to watch during the summer.
T, chime in, bro.
Hey man, I thought it was fair. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand what the beef was about at first, but I guess y'all saying it was a hard tag. But I was thinking like, who the last person I remember getting knocked out, bro? And like in sport, it was Jordan Poole, and everybody cried for Jordan Poole, and then Draymond was doing too much. My man Tim Anderson just got put on he just got that down on national TV. Like, bro, fighting is part of sports. I don't know who want to hear it, who don't. It's part of the game. Somebody's gonna win, somebody's gonna lose. But I'll say this: like, I'm with you, Bryce. He looked like he knew how to fight until he started swinging, which sometimes is the case, bro. If you know you can't fight, this is my advice. If somebody's been in a few rings, go for the tackle. Like, don't stand there and trade. You don't know what the experience is of the other guy, or you just might get hit with a lucky punch. Like, if you tackle, by the time any real damage can be done, somebody's gonna break the fight up. But he stood there, he ate that punch, factory reset him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when your phone messed up, you got
clicking that whole button back and forth.
Yeah. I guarantee you he'll throw his hands up. Bro, when you get knocked out like that, life takes you in one of two ways. You either approach situations less aggressive in the future and you become a pacifist. You know what I'm saying? You are peaceful. Or you go the other direction, you go home, you start doing push-ups, you start shadow boxing in the mirror. Like, I think Anderson's gonna be less aggressive going forward in life, bro. I think that was the type of punch that altered the course of his fate, his destiny.
I don't know, bro. I think Tim Anderson coming back with a vengeance, bro. I think he got to get his lick back. I think Tim Anderson the type to want to get his lick back, and unfortunately, man, Tim Anderson has had a rough year, bro. This is the worst. Tim Anderson was a legit player in the MLB, bro. Looked at as one of the best infielders in the game. One of the best contact hitters in the game, one of the top guys at getting stolen bases. Like, before this season started, bro, Tim Anderson was a household name. And I don't know how closely you guys, keep your ear to things, but as a baseball fan, I stay kind of tapped in with the players, especially the black players. There's not many in the MLB. And Tim Anderson been through it the last year and a half. Had a side baby. I hate to put my man business out there, but y'all tap it, y'all already know. So I think there's just, and then on top of that, he's having the worst year of his career this year. I mean, I had him in fantasy baseball for a minute, hoping he would turn around, but the man's hitting under like 240. And this is a contact hitter. So this is like a guy that's supposed to be around 300. and he's hitting like 220 most of the season. Just really couldn't put it. He really couldn't put it together. And part of that is probably some of the drama that was surrounding him. Then he was supposed to get traded. There was talk that he was getting traded to the Dodgers. That never materialized. So teams at the deadline didn't want him. And this is a player that if last season was on the market, teams would have been jumping to get Tim Anderson. You know what I'm saying? This is a legit ball player. So to see the fall from grace for Tim Anderson is kind of tough for me because, you know, I really was a big fan of him, man. I really was a big fan of Tim Anderson's game. And hopefully this is not the culmination of his downfall. Hopefully he's able to turn around from here and get back on the winning, or not a winning path, but get back on the trajectory he was once on. But this is a rough moment for Tim Anderson, man. But you know, the rough moment's supposed to make you. You know what I'm saying? You can't let the rough moments break you. Everybody goes through them. Hopefully he's able to bounce back. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes for Tim Anderson, man. But hey, Jose got one up on him right now, and I got a feeling that Tim Anderson wanted back in blood.
I don't think it's happening because you saw how long before his teammates even really. This is why I love baseball because the teams will literally get it off. They'll give you like a little 15 seconds, 20 seconds, but they ain't budged until Tim Anderson got put. They're like, oh shit, he's really about to get knocked because they was just swinging for a good minute. I think they both landed like 3-2 shots, and then, damn, Tim Anderson. And there goes Tim Anderson down in the canvas. 1, 2. Oh, man.
All right, let's keep pushing, fellas. Oh, my bad. You got one more thing to say, G?
No. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna move from the diamond to the gridiron real quick. And today in football, man, I got a question for all of you guys. Well, not necessarily a question, but I want you guys to kind of pose some questions. And I want you to pose questions about each of your individual teams. So we'll all focus on our teams with these training camp questions. We know training camp is in full swing right now. You know, we all have our individual teams, my team being the Commanders, T being the 49ers, and G being the Giants. So what I want to know right now is what are your 1, 2, 3, how many questions you got? We can run through them all. But I want to hear your biggest questions in training camp, headed into the preseason, before the regular season starts. T, we'll start with you.
I mean, you know, as a 49ers fan, my biggest question been hot news in 49ers land. Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold. You know, Sam Darnold is an interesting name to the mix. But in camp, you know, Purdy's coming back off an injury, and people saying he's starting to look like his old self a little bit. But like Trey Lance has been working out with Jeff Christensen, who is Patrick Mahomes' quarterback coach. And Trey Lance has got a new compact delivery. He's arguably looked the best. He has the highest completion percentage in camp. But the 49ers are rolling with Purdy. So I guess my one of my questions is if Lance significantly outplays Purdy in the preseason, are the 49ers, you know, going to make that switch? Or are they going to still say, well, Purdy hasn't lost yet. Let's see what we got in Purdy. That's my first question. You know, what are the 49ers going to do with the quarterbacks? And then where does Darnold go? You know, what if Darnold plays himself into the second spot and plays himself into the third spot? Like, it could go a number of ways, but what are they going to do with that position? And I guess my next biggest question is this the year that Ayuk finally surpasses Debo? Because Ayuk has been lighting up camp. Debo's in shape this year. Last year, he started off the season not in shape, but everybody says Ayuk looks significantly better, top 5 receiver range. So that's what
top 5 receiver.
Bro, that's what the reporters are saying, that Ayuk looks like he's unguardable.
Hey, but wouldn't that only mean the good mister was right about another one, T?
You said Ayuk was the next Beckham.
What I said the next who?
Odell Beckham.
I was talking crazy at the time. That Arizona State tape must have got me. But hey, to your first question though, man, that's a good one, bro. Like, because, and I know it's the biggest question in 49ers land right now. It's really the only one that matters to a lot of 49ers fans. But y'all got Kyle Shanahan, and as a Commanders fan, I know all about him. And I can think back to when we had RG3 at the peak of his RG3, you know, his RG3 moment. And the moment Kirk Cousins showed himself, bro, the rumblings were that Kyle Shanahan wanted to start Kirk, right? Like that was who Kyle Shanahan wanted to rock with at that time. And in fact, you remember when Kyle Shanahan tried to get the Commanders to trade Kirk to the 49ers when he first got to San Fran. So Kyle Shanahan is not averse to drafting somebody, top 1, 2, 3 picks, turning on them and going with the guy who was unheralded, you know what I'm saying, who he likes more. But it's crazy. Like if Lance is thoroughly outplaying Purdy and you spent a number 1 pick on this guy, like, or was it number 2 overall? Like, how do you not go with Lance? You know what I mean? Like Lance has the tools that Purdy just doesn't possess. And if he's outplaying him, like, what's the motive? Is it just now down to, hey, this is the guy that I like more? You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily who's better. Like,
well, Purdy has the history, bro. He's 8-0, 7-0, 8-0, something like that. But also, Jimmy G started off 5-0 for the Niners. He came in and ran off 5 or 6 straight at the end of the season, and then took the job from there. So fans are calling Brock Purdy Jimmy G 2.0. It's really split the 40 fan base. So I'm curious to see where this goes.
But the real question is, who do you want?
Me?
Yeah.
I have no dog in the fight, but
what you mean? Ain't you a 49ers fan? There's got to be one guy you're looking at.
That's exactly the point, G. I'm a 49ers fan. I'm a fan of the organization. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy, if you remember, that said don't pay Debo. Like, I don't get attached to players. I put my mind to what I think is best for the team to win. And right now, I'm leaning Purdy, and I don't think Purdy's like significantly better, like talent-wise, but I do think he's more experienced. The team's in win-now mode, and I think Purdy can manage that position better than Trey Lance can manage it at this point in their careers. Will Trey Lance surpass Purdy? Probably. He has the potential. He has the tool. But right now, we're trying to win. We probably got 1 more year of Trent, 2 more years of Kittle, maybe a year or 2 of Debo. Like, we can't. I'm going to play the guy that's been playing quarterback his whole life, that's played 4 years of college, that's won 7 in a row, 8 in a row, and go from there. Because if we lose, right, if Purdy goes out there and drops the first 2, we go to Lance. If Lance is who we said Lance is, then what's the problem?
I don't know, bro, because if you sit back and let Purdy drop the first 2, knowing what I know about Kyle Shanahan, I think Purdy ends up dropping the first 4 because Kyle Shanahan is stubborn. All right, and he's just like his daddy in that regard. Yep. They stubborn people, man, and that's what you risk. You risk losing. I don't want to say losing the team. I think y'all have too good of a defense to just like bottom out in the first 4 games. But I mean, what if Purdy is playing terribly, bro? Like, what if?
Who's the first 2 teams?
Ooh, off the top of my head.
That's a Google search away.
Yeah, come on now. We can't say just Google the first 4, right? Because you guys are just saying the first 4. I can't.
Look, y'all. They got the Rams. Then they got the Steelers, Rams, Giants, Cardinals. So,
they're going 3-1.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. We're gonna see. Those are winnable games, though. Those are winnable games.
No. Well, right, but like I said, Steelers, Rams, bro. All right, Steelers is Mike Tomlin. You could
come on, man. Steelers don't even got a quarterback. They don't even got a quarterback.
Well, Kenny Pickett is a quarterback, sir.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. He a pump. He better than Purdy. No, the fuck. No, he's not. Purdy way better. He a pump. Next, what other quarterback?
Crazy.
Who the Rams got?
Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
But Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Besides those 2 offensive, what the Rams gonna throw?
I guess Aaron Donald is nothing.
No, the thing about the Rams is they're not a good team, but it's a division game, bro. You never know with division games sometimes.
Bro, the Rams are probably going to be a good team this year.
I don't think so. I think
don't think so.
I think they're an 8-win team.
Bro, what you think? You just Super Bowl hangover. You're back to being a good team again. It'd be like that.
Buddy, I think Kupp is old. I think Yeah, I think Cooper.
Hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses now. Hold your horses, Papa. Hold your horses.
Bro,
He's
he was hurt.
old, 28.
He was hurt last season. He's hurt right now. So age eliminates your athleticism. Cooper Kupp wasn't really explosive athlete in the first place. So to even dwindle that.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Man. Don't hate
My,
on
my,
Cup, man.
my
Why Cup
man.
catching strays right now, man?
Word, that's hater. The hater rate is crazy.
If Cooper Kupp was in Alabama, he would have got hit with a chair. He wouldn't have turned.
Go ahead, bro. If Cooper Kupp was out there, it might have been a different fight. All right, I'm just saying, bro.
Word.
Cooper Kupp might have changed that. Might have changed that Royal Rumble. All right.
He would have pulled out there.
You see what put wow. The man was just a Triple Crown king not too long ago. All of a sudden, he's an average receiver. You're bugging.
Honestly, bro, I think the 49ers, every quarterback on that roster should be able to win 3 games. Those for like 3 out of that first 4. Every quarterback on that roster. But I'm gonna play Brock just because I don't believe in betting against streaks. Brock did get the job because Trey got hurt. It's not because he outplayed Trey at any point at practice. I don't know. I haven't heard that he outplayed him last season in practice. Hasn't outplayed him in this offseason. But I'm gonna go with the guy that's been winning. But also, I'm not a head coach. You know what I'm saying? I could run a franchise into the ground, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it's hard to argue with your stance from a Niners perspective because you do know the team. So maybe Kupp is the best option. I just feel like you spend that much capital on a guy like Trey Lance, the quarterback position, there's only one way to really get better, and that's to play. That's to play the position, man. You're not getting better at quarterback by just watching. Like, especially if you're just watching a guy, maybe if you're just watching a certified 5-star vet, maybe then you'll get better by watching how they prepare, watching what they do, stuff like that. But just by watching another young dude, I don't think that makes you like that much better than playing would make you. I just feel like with Trey Lance, he got to be thrown into the fire. And once he is long enough, you'll get that result that you're looking for. But maybe it seems like, in my opinion, that the 49ers coaching staff has soured on Trey Lance because of what they've seen out of Brock Purdy.
They soured on him. I think that's the misconception. I think they just like the mox fire that Brock Purdy brings, like the poise, if you will. Like, Purdy is a very experienced quarterback. I have a quarterback in my house, bro, who just literally had to go to practice against a quarterback that they have ranked against him. That's a tough position, bro. They brought in a quarterback to potentially take my man's spot. He had to battle it out at practice. That's real life. Bro, you do need reps in that position. You absolutely need reps. But a lot of times what that spot comes down to is how do you perform when you're given the opportunity? And they don't care about, especially if you're black, they don't care about how long it takes you to develop, what could have been ailing you, your finger, your wrist, your knee. Bro, when you got the opportunity, when the lights are on, what did you do? And when the lights were on, for extenuating circumstances, no issue of Trey Lance, regular season games, small sample size, but Brock's sample size is better, bro. And that's Spencer Ratliff. Like, bro, you can be the highly touted, the better quarterback. You can have all the tools, and bro, the team just might play better with another guy. That's the nature of that spot.
Yeah, but there's also fine lines. There's also, I shouldn't say fine lines. There's also variables that go into that, and I think sometimes it's like win-loss is a quarterback stat only when people want to use it as one, but other times win-loss becomes a team stat. And I just don't know if like the 49ers wins, that 7-0, 6-0, whatever they were with Purdy. I'm not sure I'm giving those wins to Purdy, bro. I'm not sure I'm just like giving all those wins to him as in like, okay, Trey wouldn't have won those games. Like, what I'm saying is like, maybe we were just seeing an ascending team, no matter who the quarterback was. I mean, I watched Jimmy G win games with that team, bro. Jimmy G, come on, bro. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but like, all right, maybe Purdy's Jimmy G 2.0. That's not winning you a Super Bowl, in my opinion.
I mean,
but we'll see.
I hate the Super Bowl argument because, bro, you know how many variables go into winning a Super Bowl.
Luck.
But I think the same variables that go into a Super Bowl are the same variables that go into winning a football game. And like, and I just feel unless you're a Pat Mahomes, right? Because all those other great quarterbacks,
bro,
ain't really been there. Well, Burrow too. I can't take it away from Burrow.
If you think about it, if you think about it, all things being even, Brock Purdy has been a better quarterback than Trey Lance at every station, high school, college, pro.
I'm not ready to say college though. Trey Lance was unbelievable in North Dakota State. Now you can compare the talent they was playing against, but what was Purdy at Iowa State? So he's playing some good. What's that Big 12? They playing some good people there. You know what I'm saying?
When they gave Purdy the job, the team turned around. Like certain people, bro. You've played quarterback, bro. Certain people, and remember back in the day, right? When this first debate started, I said I like how the 49ers are talking about Purdy. I hated how they were talking about Trey Lance. I always hated how the 49er players themselves spoke about Trey Lance. Oh, he comes in and he works hard. You know, if the kid keeps it up, he'll have a bright future. Like, I've played sports. I know what that talk means. That talk means we're going to support the kid, but we don't know. They've never talked like that about Brock. Never. So I could be wrong. But I think the mentality is just a little bit different. I think the team just trusts Purdy a little bit more. Now we'll find out. You know, it's all gonna shake free eventually, and people will start talking and telling the truth. And people might come out and say, "I never liked Brock. I always liked Trey." I don't know, but right now, and since day one, bro, the talk inside the locker room has always been Trey Lance. Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a fast learner. And the talk with Purdy is, bro, when he was practice squad, when he was scout team, he would talk trash. He's always had a fire in him. The kid's ready for the moment. Like, I don't know. I can see why Kyle would trust Brock over Lance, because what offensive coordinator don't want a quarterback that thinks like them? As far as I can tell, that's why he hated Jimmy G. The ball was not going where Kyle wanted the ball to go. Purdy throws the ball where Kyle thinks the ball should go. When you watch film, I think that's how this goes. Like,
let's add this too, man. The offense they were running for Trey Lance is not the same offense they was running for Purdy, bro. And I'm not saying wait before I get there, right? I think what happens sometimes is your athletic ability becomes your downfall based off how you're coached, right? I'm not saying that. Who knows if Trey Lance could run that same offense? Because guess what? We didn't get to see it. When Trey Lance in there, they're devising these wild looking running plays, and all of a sudden they've got weird little end arounds going on and like weird little trinket gadget plays. That's not the West Coast offense that Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan are known for, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing a little too much with Trey Lance versus when Purdy get in there, what they doing? It's real vanilla. It's that play action boot offense that Mike Shanahan made popular. Yeah. Why can't Trey Lance run those same concepts? You know what I mean? That's the one, right? Yeah, exactly, B. Purdy never had to run a quarterback power. As soon as Trey Lance in there, and yes, I get that. Purdy won the 7 games, 7-0. Trey Lance was 1-1, bro.
Bro, but if you didn't want a quarterback that could use his legs, you didn't want to run quarterback power or running plays in general, you draft Mac Jones.
And that was a whole bunch of rumors before the draft was that's who they were going to take. And who would have known what Mac Jones was like in that offense? I'd be willing to bet it'd be something similar to Brock Purdy though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd be willing to bet. But let's move on from this, man. Let's move on to G's training camp questions. Let's hear a little bit of training camp questions from New York. G, what you got for us, bro?
My thing, one of the Giants' biggest Achilles heel was a receiving core, and it's still that is the question. I've seen so much tape right now with Daniel Jones and Waller right now. Those guys are being like, a tantrum in camp right now. The praises that those guys found a connection. That is right now his favorite target in camp is Darren Waller. Them two guys. Darren Waller is fucking a monster right now in camp. Bro, how tall is he? Like 6'6" or 6'6"? He's like 6'6", right? Yeah. Bro, he's making a bunch of our linebackers, our corner look small as shit. he's been explosive in camp. Well, my one thing with the Giants complaining is right now is the receiving core. That's my biggest question. Can we find somebody, a diamond in the rough? Can Hyatt be the guy that we want?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. And you guys have been searching for that wide receiver help. I'm to the point now where I feel like if the Giants wide receivers don't succeed, I'm ready to blame Daniel Jones because, coming out these last couple of drafts, like you guys have had, to me, some guys that have been good wide receivers, bro. I mean, let's start with Kadarius Toney, right? Y'all ran him out of town. And I thought Kadarius Toney was a hell of a talent.
I think that was more where the organization and Darius Toney just couldn't mesh.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Like, y'all ran him out of town. Guess what? If Daniel Jones was getting Kadarius Toney the ball a whole bunch and he was putting up 1,000-yard seasons, he wouldn't have got ran out of town. All right, I don't care.
But Kadarius Toney wasn't like that either with the Chiefs. Anyways, he was more like a dirt. And I get it.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. He was looking like that dude with the Chiefs. All right, he was looking like that dude with the Chiefs. And then y'all drafted the year after y'all drafted Kadarius Toney, you drafted another guy who I'm high on to this day, and my dude Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson, another small receiver. I feel like to get the ball to small receivers, you got to be a really good quarterback, yo. But once you know how, you got to be accurate. But once you know how to use them, they almost unstoppable, bro. And Wan'Dale Robinson has that type of potential. Super speedy.
I mean, he was until he got hurt.
Yeah. And now let's add in Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt might be the fastest player. I don't think he ran the 40 at the combine, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to think back. But Jalen Hyatt might be the fastest player play speed to come out in the last 3 or 4 drafts. And I know how many speedy players have come out, bro. And I'm serious about this. Jalen Hyatt is like a Deshaun Jackson the way he runs behind defenses, bro. He got instant jets. And, they were saying he couldn't run routes. That was a knock on him. But I think the kid can run pretty good routes. Good enough, bro. And if Jalen Hyatt doesn't end up becoming a good receiver, I'm not saying you got to be a Pro Bowler, but if he doesn't end up becoming an above replacement level receiver, I am blaming Daniel Jones for the Giants receiver woes. All right, that's where I'm going to be at with it. Because now that's 3 receivers who I know for a fact have talent based off the college tape that would have flamed out in New York. I'm going to start pointing the finger at Daniel Jones, man.
Hey, man, I'm just hoping that our receiving court do something this year because we got the Cowgirls week 1.
And don't forget, y'all
Diggs is looking like a problem.
Wait. Who'd y'all pick up from the Lions? Y'all picked up Galladay from the Lions. He was coming off a crazy season. Yeah, y'all had Galladay from the Lions a year ago, right?
No. We let him go. Remember?
I know y'all ended up letting him go. What I'm saying is y'all picked him up the year after he went crazy with the Lions, bro. Y'all's
he had a decent year. That was our biggest year, my nigga.
He had a trash year. That's why he's not there no more.
He had trash years.
He went crazy with the Lions, and then when he got to the Giants, he couldn't do anything. And y'all keep wanting to blame the receivers. I'm ready to blame the quarterback, bro. I'm ready to blame the quarterback for these receivers not being successful.
Nah,
bro.
Man. Sometimes
y'all just gonna blame the receivers forever. The receiver's only good as the guy getting the ball. That's a fact, bro. Unless you just a Terry McLaurin,
bro. Like, it go both ways because if you're not Aaron Rodgers and the elites, the quarterback's only as good as his weapons, bro. So I think that cut both ways. The fact that he can get the ball to Waller lets me know that at least he's at the very least a competent quarterback.
Man, right? Waller's 6'8". Any of us in this chat get the ball to Waller.
Bro, if I could throw, I'd have some rings. Like I'm getting the ball to anybody, but like I think with a tight end and a solid running game, you don't need a 1,500-yard receiver. If your tight end give you 1,200, you know what I'm saying? You get a guy to get 9, a guy to get 7. You only got to, bro, in this league, if you can score 20, 24 points a game, you can win.
And I think that was our biggest flaw because I think we only averaged like 17 points a game, which is just like horrible.
Bro, if Saquon and Waller can get you guys to a touchdown, a quarter, and a field goal, like.
If it's only, let's remember Waller has some injury concerns. If it's only Waller, bro, they're gonna be right back where they at. The reason the Giants only get 17 points is because of quarterback play, and they went out and gave that man that big old contract, bro.
What do you mean right back where they're at? Where are they?
Well, scraping for a playoff berth. Might make it, might not. If they make it, first round bounce. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
Y'all
whole.
know.
Whoa. We were not a first round bounce. Watch your mouth. Watch your tongue. Watch your tongue.
My bad. But I'm saying what y'all gonna be is y'all gonna make it. Y'all gonna be a first round bounce, fringe playoff
Now
team.
watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth. A game away from missing it. A missed field goal away from no playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
They said that to us last year, and what we do, we beat the Vikings bum ass. And what we do, and then we came back and spanked y'all, and we spanked y'all the second time around. We gave y'all that. We gave y'all that time.
A tie game away from not.
We gave y'all that time.
I'm just saying.
We gave y'all that time. Fuck out of here.
17 points in the league, bro. Averaging 17 points in the NFL. You're not. You're a bad offense, bro. You're a bad offense. And yes, we are. But that's what I'm saying. The receiving core, because my running back is legit. Nah, bro. But everyone wants to point at the Giants receivers like they're the issue. I don't think the Giants receivers are the issue. I think the quarterback can't get the ball to the receivers. Now, that's not saying Daniel Jones is a bad quarterback because he has other attributes that make him, in my opinion, an above replacement level quarterback, right? But above replacement level is not going to put points on the board, bro. I'm sorry. And they got enough weapons they've had enough weapons, in my opinion, to be able to put points on the board if they had a good quarterback. A good passer, I should say, not a good quarterback, a good passer.
Bro, to me, the Giants are like in the Lions range, where it's like I don't want to believe in them, but I feel like they're going to get more wins than most people expect.
I can't wait till we do our live show because they have us winning like 7 games. I think they have us under 7 games again. And ladies and gentlemen, take the over. Yeah, I'll be damned if we don't win more than 7 games.
I'm gonna tell you, for the Giants to get over 7. That probably means you had to do decent in your division. You had to probably go 500.
Oh, we're gonna spank the Washington team. We're gonna spank them. Those are easy 2 dubs.
I don't know, bro.
Right.
I don't know.
No, that's an easy 2 dubs, bro.
If I had to bet on Brian Daboll and Eric Bieniemy, I probably would have leaned Bieniemy. But as things have unfolded today, I don't know. I might be split in the middle now.
How? Bieniemy is not going to call the offensive play. Isn't it still going to be Ron?
Ron is a defensive.
Riverboat. Yeah, but Riverboat Ron's still going to call those offensive plays. He's still going to be the head coach.
He don't call them offensive plays. It's going to be Eric Bieniemy. And it sounds like we get into my one of my biggest questions of training camp, which is how is that Eric Bieniemy and Ron Rivera relationship going to mesh? Because today, they had a little moment in Washington where Ron Rivera essentially said the players are having issues with the way Eric Bieniemy is coaching them, as if he's insinuating that Eric Bieniemy is coaching them too hard. And he went as far as to say that it's because Eric Bieniemy doesn't have head coaching experience, the same head coach experience that Jack Del Rio had. This is Ron Rivera's words. He basically threw Eric Bieniemy under the bus, bro. And you brought Eric Bieniemy in here to run your offense, and then you throw him under the bus the 5th week of training camp. It's Bush League, man, and I feel like it's one of them things where Ron Rivera is trying to, what they say, CYA, cover your ass. He's trying to cover his ass in case the Eric Bieniemy thing doesn't work out. But it's like, bruh, this is your only hope at remaining head coach. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Ron Rivera sees the writing on the wall for himself. But it could be on a path to getting ugly, bro. When you got the head coach watching football. Hey, if you want to put a dub on that, B, I'll take a dub from you. You know I love taking dubs, and I do it live. So put that dub up. All you gotta do is comment dub, and it's a dub bet that we go on 1-16. All right. But yeah, man,
son, what team are they beating to go 1-16?
We'll beat you guys. We'll definitely
fuck out of here. Y'all not beating us, bro. No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't even believe that shit. That's like you saying you're gonna grow your hair back. Fuck out of here. It's not happening, cuz. Fuck out of here.
You want to bet a dub on that?
Yeah, we could bet a dub on that. Fuck it. Y'all not beating us.
We won't beat y'all this season?
Y'all won't beat us this season.
We got a dub on that?
We got a dub on that.
I bet. So when we beat the Giants, yo, G's gonna have to get on.
As a matter of fact, when we beat y'all, you gotta shave your head bald.
Get out of here, bro.
Or shave your beard. I'll let you pick.
Get out of here, bro. I ain't shaving nothing. Right?
My man got a button underneath that. I don't believe that shit.
Hey, listen,
Yo,
listen,
son,
listen.
y'all not beating us.
Just give me my dub after we beat y'all. All right. Matter of fact, we'll probably beat y'all twice. All right, because y'all are not good. Y'all not a good football.
Son, you just said your head coach talked crazy about his offensive coordinator that he's gonna have to rely on calling offensive calls. You're talking about players just complaining to the head coach like, "Yo, this man's wilding out of pocket." Now I see why Shay McCoy came out and talked crazy about your boy last year when he was like, "Yo, there's a reason why players don't fuck with him."
Bro. But there's plenty of players that have talked great about Eric Bieniemy, bro. And you know what Eric Bieniemy has? Plenty of players from the Chiefs.
Well,
say it.
You
know, Tyreek Hill for one. How about that? And you know what Eric Bieniemy has? He's got multiple Super Bowl rings. All right, buddy. And your coach has none.
He has one.
Who?
Bieniemy only won one, no?
No.
Oh no, they did count.
He got two as the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs.
He was the offensive coordinator last year for the Chiefs for that Super Bowl. I thought he didn't play.
Bro. Yes,
he didn't coach that game. He coached that game.
He did. He's the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs for two Super Bowls, bro. And you know he's got the hardware to show for it. I think it was just honestly, Ron Rivera's been terrible. I'm hoping this is what the case is. Ron Rivera, since he took over as head coach, has been terrible at answering questions, bro. Because Ron Rivera is how do I say it, bro? He's honest to a fault. You know what I'm saying? He just speaks exactly what happened, how he saw it, without any like recognition of the future, bro. He doesn't understand how what he says in press conferences affects the future. For example, bro, Ron Rivera last year didn't know that if they lost to one of the damn teams they lost at the end of the season, he didn't know that they were mathematically eliminated, bro. Like,
I forgot.
Like,
that was funny as shit.
Ron Rivera he just gets up there and starts talking, and he doesn't realize, bro, what it means when he talks. And that's actually a horrible quality for a head coach, bro. Not to understand like that every moment on the podium is like setting you up for the future. That's a horrible quality not to have that sort of like that sort of foresight and that recognition. But I'll say this though. If Eric Bieniemy comes in here and does what I think Eric Bieniemy's got to do and turns Sam Howell to what I believe Sam Howell can be, Eric Bieniemy will be the coach by week 6, bro. Ron Rivera will be out of there. And maybe to B's point right here, Ron's starting to see that writing on the wall that Eric Bieniemy is the next coach of the Washington Commanders, bro. Because he moving like a coach, and even when Eric Bieniemy was asked about Ron Rivera's comments, he handled it like a head coach would, bro. He gave them the PC answer, bro. He spun the report. You supposed to, when the reporter asks you something crazy, you supposed to spin them, bro. You just supposed to basically say, if the reporter says, "Hey, Ron, is Eric Bieniemy coaching the guys too hard?" Ron's supposed to say, "Eric's doing a great job. We love having him as our offensive coordinator." Next question. That's all it's supposed to be, bro. But some coaches take the bait and they don't have, what do they call it in showbiz, media training? Ron Rivera needs some damn media training, bro. Because he don't got it. He don't got it. He can't be that face of a franchise in that way.
I feel like I've seen Ron not be transparent before. Like, to me, you know, and I sent you this on Twitter. Like, to me, this was a Littlefinger's Game of Thrones type move. I seen Jason Whitlock say, and I don't even read Jason Whitlock, but it came all across my timeline, you know, the For You page and all that. But basically, he was saying like he felt like Ron was trying to get out in front of it. And you alluded to that too. Like, if it don't work out, that's the CYA. But I don't know if it's really a situation of this guy might take my job, so I, throw him a little shade, or this guy doesn't know what he's doing, and I need to let people know, like that if things ain't working, it's because your man out here yelling at the players. Like, I don't know. Time will tell.
But it's a lose-lose for Ron Rivera because, one, you chose Eric Bieniemy, right? So if he flames out, you look like a dummy for choosing him, right? Or two, if Eric Bieniemy has his offense humming on all cylinders, now you look dumb for ever throwing him under the bus. You was wrong for throwing him under the bus. So it's like you just put yourself in a lose-lose. You have no foresight, bro.
What if Ron?
I mean, I got a question. Are we really going to talk about these preseason quotes come season time?
Yes.
No, we're not. We may. It depends which way it goes. Yes. If it goes south, we will. if it's a 7-9 season, we won't. If it's a 10-7 season, maybe we bring it back up and say, remember how wrong Ron was. I just feel like it's a lose-lose for Ron Rivera to talk about that, bro. Like, yeah, good point, B. Folks want old school coaching until they get it. That's a fact.
Do you feel like potentially that hire might not have been Ron's hire?
Whose was it? Because think about it. There was no owner. It was in limbo. There is no GM. I mean, Ron is the GM. So, and think about it. We was going through a sale. So everything was in limbo. So the only person's choice it could have been was Ron Rivera's. So
wait, you guys don't have a GM?
What? Ron is the head of everything in the Commanders. He's the top. He was the top guy until the new owners came in.
Could it have been a culture hire where Ron was saying like, this is the politically correct hire,
right? No matter what, he made the move, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel what you're saying. Maybe the only wild thing that could have possibly happened, I've heard of this happening, in the past when like a team is on some super nut shit, the league will step in and be like, yo, y'all gotta hire this dude. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if that was the case, the way stuff gets leaked in Washington, we would have heard about that by now. I truly think that Ron, based off his relationship with Andy Reid, you know what I'm saying, was trying to get the best offensive coordinator he could. He knew his offensive coordinator wasn't cutting it, and he went out and got Eric Bieniemy. You know what I'm saying? And Eric Bieniemy looking more like a head coach than Ron. I think that's the problem right here. Is like,
I disagree. I feel like the old school coaching style is for the player coaches, like the position coach, like the guy that coaches the running back should be yelling at the running backs. Like I feel like coordinators and head coaches at that level, because they're adults, you conduct yourself and you carry yourself a little bit differently. Like you said, bro, some of the players make more than the coaches.
No, that's a fact, and that is an issue. But like, it seems to be working for Darren Campbell. You know what I'm saying? It seems to be working for Robert Saleh. You know what I'm saying? It seems to be working for a whole bunch of guys, bro, that seem to be vocal coaches. Even though I'd say a Bill Belichick to me seems like an old school kind of coach, or Mike Tomlin seems like a more of an old school kind of coach. Like, I think it works for a lot of guys. I just think that, we've had so many coy ass coaches over the last 10 years, bro. We've had so many guys, bro. I'll never forget when Deshaun Jackson gave Jay Gruden a titty twister, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. This ain't serious.
Wait, what?
Yeah, bro. But when you have those type of coaches, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's what your culture's been. Scott Turner last year, bro. Scott Turner never raised his voice not one time in a press conference, in a game. They used to have him mic'd up, and your man just talking like this the whole time while he's mic'd up. Like, come on, bro. And if that's what you're gonna get out of your coach, then that's what the coaches used to, the organization's used to. When somebody come in there firing everybody up, maybe it rubs people the wrong way. But what you don't do is the head coach just throw that man under the bus and say it's because he doesn't have head coach experience. That's why he's acting like that. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're creating division where it doesn't have to be. And I think Ron Rivera missed right there, bro. We'll see how it pans out. But it could get ugly.
My whole thing for you is, bro, I remember when you and Rome found out about this news that he's gonna be your OC, and you guys were just so happy. Now look at you, bro. You look kind of like lost.
Honestly, I'm happy, bro. I'm happy from what I've seen out of training camp, what I've heard out of the report. I'm very happy with Eric Bieniemy. I just feel like, it's like, I feel like Ron Rivera, I don't want to say it's jealousy because I don't think it's that. But I think Ron Rivera told Eric Bieniemy, this is going to be your offense. You run it how you want to run it. And now that Eric Bieniemy's running things how he wants to run it, Ron's having buyer's remorse, bro. But it's like, don't tell me to run it how I want to run it and then not let me do that. You know what I mean? Because this is my way and this is how I know how to get it done.
You know what happens in the office when somebody gives you that free autonomy to do what you want. It's still supposed to happen within a certain set of parameters. Like, your boss can give you a project and say, hey, this is yours. But you still can't start saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to change the name of it. You got these people working on it. I'm going to go get my own people. Like, there's still a certain way that you conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying? And also, Eric Bieniemy, the way he handled it in the press conference, we're going to see, because I know what it looks like in the office when the guy gets thrown under the bus by somebody that's above him, bro, that could really ruin, you know what I'm saying, your morale and how you go about your day to day going forward. Like, it's
But
gonna be interesting.
the good thing I think is Eric Bieniemy is not built that way. I don't think he's that kind of build. Some dudes are that kind of build where it's like, you talk about them, you talk bad about them, and they can't recover. But Eric Bieniemy strikes me as a type that's like, I don't give a damn what nobody's saying about me. You know what I mean? And that's probably one of my favorite things about him, even coming from the Chiefs. Like, this is a guy that got turned down for a coaching job after coaching job. And he always kept that attitude, like, I'm still that dude. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But I will not lie, bro. It does have the potential to get ugly.
The last thing I'm gonna say on this real quick. I feel personally like the league wants Bieniemy to fail. Like the powers that be kind of need to say this wasn't racism. He wasn't hired for a reason. But that's my conspiracy theory.
That's a good point. Nah, I won't disagree with that. And that's why, like, if that man does succeed, bro, it'll be against all odds. And I think he got it in him to succeed. And I think he's got the tools. I think he's got the weapons, bro. Like, that's another thing with us. Like, I really feel like Washington has the weapons. Like, I don't think we're like the Giants. I don't think we're like the Giants where we don't have receivers, bro. Like, we got a receiver that no matter what quarterback he got is putting him 1,000 yards. That's crazy, bro. To have 5 different quarterbacks and still have 4 or 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's crazy. We got a young receiver who looks like he's going to be one of the emerging young receivers in the game in Jahan Dotson. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see him ever becoming a bust. Like, I don't see that happening. We got another young receiver in Curtis Samuel who can play the Debo role and take handoffs, right? We got 2 young running backs who can both tote the rock. Like, I don't see – like, we have the weapons. We have the ingredients. If Bieniemy can turn Sam Howell into something, that man deserves a head coaching job somewhere.
Well, you got Santana Moss, Lavernius Coles, and Antoine Randall L all over again.
But we never had them 3 on the same team, all right? We traded Lavernius Coles for Santana Moss. And Randall L was washed when we got him. That's not fake. Randall L was at the end of his career when we got him. This is the best offensive weaponry I think we've had since when we had Jordan Reed, Pierre Garçon, and Deshaun Jackson. When we had those 3 guys, we could move the rock consistently, bro. That's for damn sure. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But Eric Bieniemy now is the wild card, and it originally looked like he was going to be the sure thing, but now it looks like he's the wild card. That's just how it goes in Washington, man. But we'll still be the Giants. G will still give me that dub. I guarantee that. And I need my dub.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce is about to shave his head for charity pretty soon because technically he's supporting a
all right, how about
charity
this, man? You got to shave. I get this dub. You got to shave your soul patch.
If I get this dub, you gotta shave your beard.
Man? You gotta shave that eyebrow running down.
How about this? I'll shave all of this if we lose. But if you lose, you gotta shave all of that as well.
Nah, bro. All I want you to do is shave that damn soul patch.
I don't want to see. I want to see if you got a butt chin or not. You got a butt chin or not? You got an ass face or not?
Look, win or lose, I need that soul patch gone.
Right? Or you just want you to become Junior T. That's all I want to say. Like, hey, look at ladies and gentlemen, we got Junior T with us now.
We'll see, man. Just have my dad ready for me, dog.
Man,
thank you, bro.
Sure
they out there soft. They out there soft, B. They out there soft, bro. That's what it is. That's really what it is. We'll see, though. We'll see. But hey, man, good stuff tonight, fellas. Another good show, man. It was hilarious. We knocked out a whole bunch of topics. Hope the people enjoyed it. I know how y'all can catch us. It's at Good Ass Sports on all social medias, Gas Sports Network everywhere else. And y'all know how we end each and every show, fellas. Sports for the culture.
Eagles up.